What's up, everybody? This is I'm gonna worry about this later. I had made up some comic pages a long time ago, and I found some free brushes online I wanted to try out. And the application window doesn't show the brush settings window. That's interesting. At any rate, I'm not entirely sure what it is. I'm going to be penciling, but I'm usually at work when streams are on, so I can't sit down and draw when everybody else is. Otherwise, I would. But I think I might try an idea from a couple of nights ago, and see what that's like. I was kind of thinking about how I would do this if there was a drawing episode on Fraga's channel the other night about a alligator alien, and there's some pretty I thought most interesting designs out of a lot of the different streams I've seen, but whoop, probably in the wrong layer. Yep. All right. History. Back. There. All right. I should probably make this bigger. So I'm getting back into comics, and I've never drawn a comics. I've just ever been a I mean, I've always drawn. I've always had an interest, but it isn't my first stream. Basically, laid out the path of my artistic career, and it went towards a custom paint direction. So, I realized that having I'm basically getting interested in comics all over again. That I mean, there's a lot of learning that can be done online and looking into stuff that you might have missed and different tools that collectors use to get their need it, want it, got it list. And I'll probably try to get into that in a little bit, but today was a pretty productive day upstairs. I had some friends over for steak, picked out 4 nice Delmonicos, and it was a team effort on the grill. Some of the I put them on there, and I let my buddy take care of the rest of it. They're some of the best steaks I had, but in a long time. Took set them out for an hour with some Monterey seasoning and slapped them on the grill and for like 3 minutes on each side, and then charred it. Had some sauteed mushrooms, baked asparagus with I think there was Parmesan cheese on there, but just awesome. Some scallops. I mean, you can't eat like that all the time, but it was nice. Those friends of ours that's basically what it revolves around is good cigar, some, what is this, Knob Creek? Yeah. And you got to have some friends that where you can learn how to eat, learn how to cook a killer steak. I'm kind of going with a pose I'm used to, and I think I'm making this guy a lot more human than, you know what? This is something just hit me. Some kind of an idea on what to do with his back. What do I want to do with this? So one of the things that I've always found, when I draw, I tend to want to display as many limbs as I can, and sometimes my um, I had called it something in a chat the other night, the artistic weight room. I heard, uh, I believe it was Charlie Snogans talking about working without an opaque projector, or tracing things, and being a purist when it comes to doing an art, like an art school, where if time is a factor, and you want to use as many different tools as possible. And I went to school with some students like that were very. I wonder if that's the same fruit fly. It's late October. Those fruit flies come back at some point. But yeah, being able to use the photocopier and get a project done, and in that whole philosophy. And I remember, um, I was doing airbrush in the mall, and I always considered it to be, working out with a lower set of weights. Using, I mean, it's a time is money, and using an opaque projector, you get the job done faster, get you paid, get you onto the next project. Um, but but wanting to have as much respect for the craft as possible, and to you know flex your muscles whenever big, like a I would try to do portraits cold from the photograph, and they'd be okay, and then you look at them later on, and you might see something crooked, that you didn't like. But you got yourself to a point where you're like, okay, well, I'm happy with what I'm able to put out, um, without a projector. Now it's time to really crank up the speed and make that money. I might have to pull up a reference for an alligator head to finish that. I think I'm going to put some kind of a spine back here. I'm really scribbling. This is a 2H pencil. This is a set of comic ink brushes by Mateo. I was gonna try to make some of my own, but these seem to feel pretty good. And this file is set up. Um, I heard there was a discussion. I think I heard Shane Davis talking about it, where if you're when you set up your digital files, I think John Malin had said something to him about you want to do it at 450 DPI, because if you draw something that might end up on a poster, it's easier to you don't have to. It won't blow up and be too blurry, which makes a lot of sense. You always want to go down in size whenever you're reproducing something, which is obviously why the pages are this big. I don't know how humanoid I can make him down here. I want to try to give him some kind of a Godzilla back. I want to give this hand like an exaggerated. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the claws yet. If it's just going to be a typical. Just a claw coming out. You know what? Actually, maybe do it like a round segment. Yeah, maybe put it like a big pad at the end. It's the heel of the hand. So maybe I can make this beefier and bulkier, or put some knobbies on it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what that looks like in the end. Sometimes I don't know, but decisions don't get finalized until right at the very end. And this feels good like a pencil, but I need to do a better job at picking a light source. So if I want to feature this part here, then I'm going to want to have maybe it'll be more in shadow on this side. I think that's right. Whoopsies. All right, so anyways, I had just last night figured out how to set up my Wacom tablet so that whenever I'm using the pen, I'm stuck over on the application monitor. Whenever I'm using the mouse, I can go all over the place. Now I'm sharing an application, not a window, so I can't drag this into there. Let's see. I got to get better at this. Say stop screen. And we want to share the screen. Application window. Yeah, I think this is it. Okay. Yeah, get the tabs up here. Yeah, so I came across this comic book database. This is just me taking the initiative to go and try to find out some stuff. I've got some books that I would like to take a real hard run at completing collections of, or pursue it at least. But the way this title of the book begins with Spider. Company begins with MAR. If I'm just going to look for a wide open thing like that, sort by book title, and say start search. Pretty nifty. I mean, that's a lot of titles starting with that. And there's 9 pages of them. Yeah. Let's see how this does. Yeah, no, yeah, this is definitely something that I need to get into. I've got like the first 9 or 10 of these with a couple later issues thrown in before I just kind of put the whole thing up for a while. But let's see, begin search. Let me look for corresponding cover artist. My all-time favorites. Let's see if we can actually land on a book. Artist. Yep. Now I'd love to see a bigger version of this. What does it say here? Werewolves of London. Okay. I don't see any way to maybe it's just me, but I can't see any way to get the image bigger. That doesn't look like, okay, that just is this page. Well, okay, so we know how to do that one. Yeah, and this thing here is this reminds me of like looking at a FinViz stock ticker. There's so many different go advanced query, boom, all this. I mean, I wouldn't even know where to begin with some of this. Type filter, comic stories, search for stories, search for cover, search method, matches exactly, behavior, keywords. If I just see what I have put Bisley. Excuse me. Query all the way at the bottom. Okay, maybe I did something wrong, but I don't want to be here forever. I saved all these links for myself. I'm going to swim around in this muck for a while if I'm going to make a real effort. So what? Comic Vine. Let's see how they do their thing. Oh, I was looking somebody up before. I don't even know how I ended up on that tangent, but if I want to search for somebody else, recommended reading, news, forum, videos. New comics. Wiki, characters, creators, teams. Yeah, this is where I was before. I was looking at this before and trying to understand how they laid these out. They don't seem to be in any kind of discernible order, unless sorted by popularity. So Wolverine, Spider-Man, but I'm just recognizing names. Dark Side, everybody knows. Starfire, and I've even heard of some of these. This guy I'd never heard of. I don't care what that says about me, but I ended up going on this tangent and thinking to myself, man, that idea is so freaking cool. A compound or or suit that is frictionless. How do you grab them? I love that. That's frictionless suit fast enough to meet speeds of 30 miles per hour, respectable. Most people wouldn't be able to catch them on a dead run. Superheroes probably, but I just love the concept of that. That's anytime I come across something that just strikes me as a wholly original idea, I'll geek out for a little bit. But this, what did he show up in? First appearance, Superman, Amazing Spider-Man 272. I was looking for his origin is in a Spectacular Spider-Man 136, I believe. But a cool character. As far as like trying to make a list out of something, I know that I've seen some applications about comic book databases for your phone. I'd seen one for sale for like $15. It had a 3-star rating, and some of or most of the problems that I saw there was just that the darn thing was crashing. Where was I before? Guide. Let's see if I just search here. See what happens with a name. Yeah, John Byrne collection. Well, they know who he is. Awesome. Alpha Flight. And there was an issue of Alpha Flight, the one where Guardian dies. I remember this one issue in the drugstore of Leader Drugs, Niagara Falls Boulevard. I could go in there and I could read it, but I didn't want to buy it because nobody bought it. The staples were off. It was folded correctly, but somehow the staples were off by like 4 inches. So it was strange kind of trying to look through there, but I love the way those panels were laid out. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was always such a cool concept. I'm gonna have to find that one again too, but that'll be another thing. I just want to get back into this and get used to used to the whole things. Get used to streaming. Get used to taking some time on something cool here. Um, his what should his feet be like? Kind of dinosaur thing. So yeah, I'm gonna have to seriously go through my box at some point. Stop inviting people over for steak. Oh man, that steak was so good, and and the libations. Had a nice cigar. Can't remember the name of it, but yeah, it's been one of those nights. Just hung out on the couch, waited for my wife to fall asleep, tucked her in, and wanted to get something down here. So you see to make a triangle. I try to think of this general shape as a cross section to if I'm doing a reptile or something like this. I remember seeing I think it was up in the Thousand Islands when I was a kid. My um, oh, let go, stop. All right. Stepdad had a cabin up there, and it was just did I get it? Nice place to go in. You know, I just like learned to fish off the dock, and we did a couple of. Man, I don't want this to look like a huge member coming through there. I'm gonna have to change the angle of this. If his tail's gonna go between, then we can bend it, go over this foot. Let's see. So I'm thinking out loud. Come on up. I know there's got to be a more efficient way to do this. The eraser. Yeah, I've been thinking about maybe upgrading my computer because I start getting into higher resolutions and stuff, and I might have something running in the background that I don't need to be. I actually don't know how much computer power it takes to. No, get out. All right. Let's see. It's gonna go. Oh, how about this? How about this leg here? If it goes this way. And this one goes forward a little bit and then back. Okay, so how do I want the spines to go? Whoop. Let's see. Yeah. Sorry. So there's the dock, and then next to the dock is this pile of pile of rocks, and I'd seen a water snake was laying there dead, and then I think we came home, and then 2 weeks later went back and just the bones were there. I wish there was a way I would have been able to collect them, or pick them up and put them in something, but kids don't always get to bring dead things home to play with, so that was the consensus on that. But I remember just seeing this, you know, bleached white set of bones twisting and turning, and it just it fascinated me. I just stood there with my fishing pole, just like stared at it, trying to never forget it, and I guess it worked. Okay, so let's see. I want to try this. Ridge, two ridges, they line up, they come apart, they go this way, and maybe forward down into the frame. I'm trying to keep this sense of composition going. So how does a glute work into a huge tail like that? Uh, if my light's coming this way, maybe I can cast a shadow here, perhaps, or would it be more like down here? Not sure. I wonder if I just turn this whole layer blue, would that help? You never know. Let's see. Color overlay. Let's see what that does. Nothing. It shouldn't be on multiply. How about this? How about we don't worry about that? How about we do that some other time? Okay, let's see. I know that I was watching another uh, David David Finch doing the arm, and I'm not sure if I'm too long between here and here. I know everybody has their own style, but most of these human-esque figures, they all work in the same direction. I am going to bring up a piece of reference, because I want to be recognizable as an alligator, but yeah, I would love to see it from the back. Oh, that's interesting. How about let's see. From the back. I want to see it from the back. Oh, this might work. I wonder if I can drag the picture in with. Oh, who cares? You start seeing copyright stuff all over a picture. All I'm doing is using it for a drawing reference. I don't. But streaming's uh, a different thing for me. So I'm not sure if it having copyright marks for the photograph, I wouldn't be able to have the film in here, but still be able to use it as a reference and not have any issues there, because it's not being shown, and I'm not outright copying it. Okay, so I can. very very inspiring watching these draw streams, and um, I know that timing is a huge factor. And what are they? Man, I think was the last one I was watching. It goes on for 3 hours, so it's kind of an indication of how long it should be to, keep up. I don't want it to be so accurate that I can't put something dangerous on his face. And I know that, I think, is it crocodiles or alligators that only have, um, one of them has teeth only on the top or only on the bottom, and the other one has teeth in two, um, both top and bottom. Let's see. I want it to be kind of like gets bloated around here. So that could be like some kind of a breathing sac or something like that. Now, if I want to add some attitude or action to this, then nobody would. Did I seriously put all of this on the wrong layer? I always do that. Let's see. Yep. Oh well. Where are we going? Get rid of that. Sorry, I got to do just a little bit of what do you call it? I guess now I need to. Well, open up. All right, make sure I'm not. Screwing up too bad. What am I in? Oh, yeah, come on. All right. Sorry, guys. I don't mean to just be quiet and not draw. This is supposed to be interesting. So yeah, the whole point of that was, geez, give me a good tip here. Let's know what you think. All right. I'm trying to get. Yeah, am I trying to be too smart by half with this? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think I should. It should be. Yeah, the alien face can be. Get this to work in my favor. Finally. Getting this taken care of. Jeez. All right. There. There. All right. Making decisions, making decisions. That's still too skinny. I know it's a little bit more deliberate. Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. So big fat alligator head. Yeah, I've got traditional tools on my, oh yeah, so this whole side is going to be dark. So I'm going to want his eyes nice and dark. I've got traditional tools on my art desk over there, but I kind of like having this would be seem to be more convenient for streaming, but it does miss. I mean, digital arts. It's a different feeling. But I mean, since I figured out the setting up this tablet so that my movements were correct. I'm working with a dual monitor, and what I was getting was only half of the use out of the whole tablet. I had to go into system preferences and make some moves. Or this is going to go this way? Thumb right there. Maybe this would look pretty cool across this plane of his arm. So it should look pretty cool across this plane or this ridge here. Make it serrated. All right. Let's see. Let's get to scribbling. Yeah. Definitely going to want to put some kind of rough skin on there. Like a walking purse, like a walking Gucci purse. So I don't know if anybody's what the story is on. There was a law that's being proposed or was passed in San Francisco called the Karen Law or Karen Act with the CAREN. There's an what is that, an anagram, but it's basically what it's supposed to be is you're not to you can have charges filed against you if you call 911 and the nature of the call has to that there's a racial component to it. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to. I don't want to come across like start talking about something I can't explain because I just don't know all the particulars. San Francisco words. Okay, yeah. The Karen Act. This is 5 days ago. It may soon be illegal to make discriminatory, racially biased 911 calls in San Francisco, which makes sense. I mean, all of this makes sense. My commentary on it doesn't have anything to do with the intention behind the law because it seems to. I mean, we've seen the videos. I saw a video of a woman throwing her dog at another guy. I mean, this woman was clearly crazy. But was it the one in Central Park? And then I've seen the videos on the comic book. And it was that free DC comic book? What was it called? The kid could see George Floyd in the. You can see George Floyd and his dad. Yeah, Christian Cooper pens comic. Yeah, that Christian Cooper comic. Um, yeah, that's the dude that was in the park who had an unfortunate interaction with a Karen. So I'm not going to go through that whole video, but yeah, so there's this law, and it's the Karen Act with a C, so it stands for Caution Against Racially Exploitative Non-Emergencies. Um, so basically, it's not just Karen, and there are also names like Becky, which has also come to symbolize stereotypes of whiteness, and Susan and Chad. I think Steve Inman uses Kyle. So the name of the act places a target on the on my name as a racist, and I am not. Okay, so people are upset that it's called that. Yeah, and there was a hard time with the phone number written on the chalkboard of the album cover for Foreign Lawful Carnal Knowledge. I remember that. Poor people had to change their phone number. So basically, what it does, if you're out having a barbecue or you're just out being yourself or whatever, and some crazy person who is, and why wouldn't they be confused by 2020 as a whole, and the problems that we seem to be having with race after all this time still. Um, I don't. There's so many different off ramps I could take. I just can't do it right now. My issue with this is I don't have an issue with it. I think assholes need to be stopped wherever they may be found. But when legislation is written and it doesn't take in the human condition, as in, like, if you take if you write a bunch of tax breaks into a bunch of, what do you want to call it, loopholes into a tax code. Jeez, finally spit it out. People are going to take advantage of those, and then somebody with a really good accountant is going to make it look like they don't pay taxes ever. People, and I think the human beings are a lot like, and their motivations are a lot like water in a river. If you stick something in its way, that water is going to find a way around it. And when legislation doesn't take those, if it's not possible for them to look in the future and say, like, people are like this, and if we pass this law, these are the 3 things that you can expect to deal with later on down the road. They'll find a way to get around it. I don't know what it's going to look like when the people in San Francisco start abusing that. What is it going to mean if somebody is actually doing something wrong, regardless of what their color is? Are they going to be able to say, yes, but I'm insert color here, and therefore she's the one, or he's the one, or whoever called the cops is they're actually the ones at fault? I'm not looking forward to those stories if they happen, but that would be my prediction. It's gonna, what's supposed to be a shield is going to be used as a cudgel by some people. I know it's going to get abused. It's going to get abused somewhere. So let's see. This feels a lot better right now. Man, I should have got a water before I sat down, and they're only 10 feet away. It's okay. You know what? I'd be amazed, but yep, still just me. I'll have to get some better means of getting out. I got to get more ats into my Twitter so people actually know this is going on. But it's weird because I'm hyper aware of, when I make my existence. So it's almost like I'm going to be interrupting people from their sleep. I get home from work late, and then I stay up trying to get into either a project that I'm working on or getting into this. But I found myself with some extra time. Well, it's only 2:30. I would only be home for like 30 minutes if it was a weekday, and that's just basically what it's done to my sleep habits. Let's see. Do I want this? If the light's going this way, I'm going to have some pretty good light right here if his arm's coming out. See, you know what the thing is, when I'm trying to shade stuff, I'm not entirely sure. It's not that I'm not sure. I know that there would be some light creeping in between this left arm and his rib cage, so it should basically just be dark under here. But the forms of the human body are so attractive and cool to draw that I don't like to cover any of it up in so much darkness, and then that habit ends up polluting my sense of dynamic dark and light, and I don't feel that I'm really that. It feels like me working with black and white is not a dance; it's a fight, and I don't want it to be. Um, I don't know if it's something with the way that my brain works, but I always appreciate, like, I taught my son how to play chess, and then he got pretty good at it. We played a few games, and then after a while, I just realized that I couldn't beat him. And I think one of the reasons why is because I always have this aesthetic attraction. I don't want to admit that's not right. I think it's because I'm greedy with my pieces, but I'm especially greedy with my knights because those pieces look so cool. This isn't the wrong angle. What's going on? Do I go out this way? Maybe he's got a hook right there on the heel of his hand. Got it. Yeah. Just right out of the corner of your eye. Okay. It's a big distraction. I want to come out here with this finger, maybe. This is where all those freaking adjustments take place. Actually, no, that's not really what their hands look like, but let's see, maybe I'll do this. I wish really try to understand the whole concept, the thing with music on YouTube. I mean, I was thinking about it the other day, and you know, if there was some kind of a thing that would happen with Spotify, like being able to play music on a channel while you're drawing would be super sick. I mean, you could like, is there a way to get around like fair use, because you're not just drawing and promoting your own stream, but you're also like playing cool music and talking about that at the same time, and you'd essentially be promoting whatever service you were using or whatever band you were listening to, and that would only, you know if we can drive, if business can get driven between comic book creators or whatever people are doing on their streams online, um, and that promotion drives sales. Why wouldn't it drive sales to anything that anybody says is cool? You should definitely go out and get this album. What does that eventually lead to? Money in somebody's pocket. I would love to look into that better, because like playing cool music while you're doing this would be, and being able to talk about it. See, he doesn't have knuckles. His knuckles don't look right. I need to do this hand. over again. Yeah, see this? Look at this drag. It's probably going to be my pixel settings, or like I said before, I'll have to try this when I'm not streaming and see if that has something to do with it. Uh, I want it to have this like those fingers have the up and back, like I'd see on what's that one Cyberforce character? Blood, Rip Claw, I think. Yeah, everybody had claws, and all the superheroes' names were Blood something. I always noticed that too. Artwork was sick, but just picking up on trends now. I'm losing it here. I don't want to lose it. I want to be in bed at a respectable time. If I was smart, I would have put a like weapon or something like that over here that like covered his fist. In fact, why don't we do that? I need something to take up this. I think this side of the body here. That wouldn't be too terrible. Yeah. Yeah. Anybody that happens to see this in the future, I don't know how often I'm going to be coming back to check on comments because these are habits that I still need to. Um, they got to catch on. But leave a comment if anybody can point me. I just like look it up on YouTube anyways. But try to understand fair use and what the basic do's and don'ts are of playing music. Until then, I'm just not gonna do it. Let's see. Let's get some. It's kind of giving an intimidating claw look at least. Yeah, it's just drawing so far. Yeah, I feel like I'd really love to have some music on. I'm gonna end up singing for crying out loud. You know how it is when you get an earworm. I've been listening to hair metal all day while we clean the house. I was had on some Cinderella, some Lynch Mob. Good times, good times. Okay, let's see. Take a break from that. Got that figured out. Get this back moving here. Let's see. Yeah, so how about this? My daughter was in design class or in design school and recently graduated, and then also recent told me uh, I'm sure this is something that it's not a bad perk, you know. But if your daughter's in design school, she's allowed to share her software on other computers, especially if she's doing work at home, and she was. So um, we were going to share the cost of a new account, but then she's like, I don't think I'm going to go for it. So I'm like, all right, well, I guess it's all mine. I was going to start a stream and do a drawing stream last night after I got my tablet figured out. So yeah, I went to start the software, and it's like, yeah, no, you're you're not using this. I'm like, oh shit, yeah, she told me that was going to happen, and then so yeah, well, you know, whenever I get the roadblock, I'll just have to, or the toll booth, whatever you want to call it, just have to throw down. So it's been a week of unexpected money out situations. I prefer money in situations myself. All right, so I feel like I would want to go. I would want to go super dark behind this, wouldn't I? Now I want the knee to be. Let's see. It's weird. I'm like not just building these legs, but okay. So if he's turning this way, maybe this is the bottom of his foot, and his foot's pointed this way. And so we're looking at the balls of his feet here. We're doing a kind of maybe a hooked ankle type thing. And I don't want to give him, I don't mean like kangaroo legs, but maybe more like chicken walker, a chicken walker type mechanism. That way I can bring this, okay, this tail is going to come across here, right? No, maybe it's going to do this and this. And then wouldn't that other foot go right here then? So this goes here. And his other row, let's see, spikes, spikes. Let's see. Well, and here's the issue I'm having. Like I'm seeing this foot and this tail colliding, and I'm not sure. Maybe this. See, this is a shadow. All right, maybe. All right, so I have to do this. I'll have to put this here, and make it so that we're basically looking at two ridges. You'd have to have a back in between there. Yeah, and so basically make it look like I've got a ridge doing this and a ridge doing this all down the back, and then separating them out here. Okay. So this can, because I feel like I already have this going in this direction, and I would want to put detail in there. I hope I can. So again, with the triangle shape. Yeah, but it would look like they kind of like overlap. Okay, I'll get it. I'm gonna have to look up a couple of things on YouTube, like how to grow your channel, how to talk to no one. I did do a podcast, I think like 9 episodes over the course of a year and a half or 2 years, and that's what the audio equipment was for. But it had to do with custom paint, which really doesn't make sense because you want to do a podcast about comics. You can talk about stories and issues and news and things like that. But talking about custom paint, I always felt like it was going to be more, visual. You want to see that thing at the end. And a lot of times, I guess with a comics podcast, if it was more like a news type thing, then you would be talking. Maybe this whole thing just needs to be black in here, just like an indication of, because I'm dealing with muscle groups. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do with. A lot of the tail could be black, and that would help. Yeah, it's getting confusing down there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stick around for the whole thing because I know one thing's for sure. I'm getting a drink. 1 second. And he's back. All right, let's see. Light's coming from up there, so it's going to be. I'm using a pretty fat tip right now. I want to cover as much areas as possible. Okay, this part of the gun is there. I know there's going to be a point where I have to just like drag this layer into um, a lower opacity, and that could help me think. I don't need to figure out um, all my problems constructing the creature and dealing with tools and um, getting everything perfect right here. But I don't want to leave myself nowhere to go either. This is in this is like one of the problems that I was talking about before when I'm trying to show off um, the intricacies of the figure and muscle structure where um, that's not what the picture needs. And I'm thinking more about geez, what would it look like if somebody's going to build this one day? I don't need to do what do you call it, blueprints of a. I just need to make it look like it belongs in that space. I think. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Is what I'm trying to say. Oh, yeah, nice big fat claw in the middle. We'll get something right in here. Yeah, and this is definitely going to be there, but not there. Okay. So this is going to connect it to here, and that's going to just go up inside the tail. All right. I've never been able to get used to avoiding that button. I just forget where my fingers are in the pencil, and that's what happens. All right. Oh, shit. I think I put this in my notes on my phone. It's like Shane Davis is on right now. Half of me wants to go and listen a little bit, but I'm good here for now. But yeah, let me see if I can find it. I don't want to go off on another tangent, but I just got finished reading The 10 Cent Plague, which is I'm listening to it. Yeah, I believe when I downloaded it, it was actually a free download as an audiobook. Yeah, on Amazon, if you have an Audible account, um, it's nothing. You can listen to it, and I did. It's really good. It's a real decent history of where am I at here? Yeah, real decent history of. I mean, they get into like comics originally. I mean, this is even stuff that I had learned about in media class in school, and even I think it was some part of a history thing that we did in sixth grade. I was kind of surprised, but they touch on like the Cats and Jammer Kids, of course, and all that early stuff. But it's about the big scare. Comic books are going to rot your kid's brain, and it's basically the same shit that everybody was saying. If your kid listens to Ozzy Osbourne, he's going to kill himself, which is probably a common reaction that people might have to it, changing culture, and they don't understand. They're scared what it could mean, and they, with comic books, they're talking about it contributing to juvenile delinquency, when in actuality, if you were to look, you probably just had unhealthy kids to begin with, or whatever. But it's really how widespread it was, and what some kids did, like organizing groups in their school so that they could what would you call it, have book burnings. Burning, and not all of them were superhero comics, but they were like crime and punishment books, and comic books were looked down upon long before EC in the horror book. But they went, there's interviews in there, and even as an audiobook, it was well read. It wasn't the guy wasn't boring to listen to, and but I really enjoyed it. I highly recommend the 10-Cent Plague. Yeah, the 10-Cent Plague by, what was that guy's name? David. Oh no, they cut it off. Hajdu, Hajdu. Okay. Anyways, yeah, we'll definitely, yeah. Hajdu, Hajdu, David. 10-Cent Plague, the great comic book scare and how it changed America. Very good book. And if you're listening to it, it's free. Okay, I'm gonna have to just put in some. Yeah, I need to do better at making custom brushes. So I'm just doing basically, I guess, would you call it, this HB pencil wash right now. Just trying to add some grays in larger areas of black. So yeah, I mean, my idea here, basically, if you haven't figured it out yet, was to, I think somebody was doing an alien xenomorph style, and when you look at the alien xenomorph, it's got that head that heads towards the back, and that long swooping phallic head, and I thought to myself, well, that's basically what the shape of an alligator head is if you look at it backwards. So you can have this alligator look to it, and be almost totally aesthetic and not functional. Just have an alligator shaped head looking backward. And then I patted myself on the back for my ingenuity and thought, Dave, one of these days, but I did not know how soon. One of these days, you're going to paint that picture, and who knows? And someday somebody will see it, and they will love you for it, and I will be loved. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what happens if I. Let's go to a marquee and erase some of this outside here. Oh, wrong key. Okay. All right. So, yeah, this is going to be messed up. copy this, go here, X to switch my colors from black to white, Option delete, erases that. What am I losing here? So I need all right. If I take this layer and you know what I could do? Let's see if it's oh, what am I thinking? All right. This is no big deal. Jesus, Dave, come on. Invert, delete there. Turn this back on. Whoops. Whoops. What happens if I do that? I do that, then I do that. Now it's all one layer. Whew, okay. Okay. All right, we're back. But yes, though, now I want to take this opacity down. Not that far. Maybe to there. Color overlay, multiply, lighten, screen. I know I'm sort of playing around here. I don't need to. No, that's not what we want. Hard mix. I think hard mix is usually it. Exclusion. No, all right. Let's not worry about it. We'll turn this down a little bit more. All right, pull up my new layer. Turn my colors back. Hit turn this brush down. Actually, why am I not trying to ink this? All right, flat spot. Let's see. It feels kind of jaggy to me. I mean, I don't mind having a natural look to what it is that I'm doing, but you see this. I'm going to have to look in to see maybe I can take care of this smoothness here. Of course, if I hit this and I hold shift down, I can get a nice sharp line that way. But I'd like to be able to get some natural movement out of this, but cleaner natural movement. And this, again, I mean, it might be if my processor isn't, I don't want to say my computer's not fast enough to handle high resolution. I mean, it is an older Mac. I do plan on upgrading, but I could go in here and do all kind of crazy lines and stuff, but I need to work on some blacks. Well, let's see what some of these other ones are like. Ink brush too. Just throw this size up a little bit. See what kind of a rat tail it gives me. Yeah, this is definitely. I wonder. I might want to zap the PRAM on this too, because you can see how slow it's reacting. Yeah, that's no good. Yeah. Okay. So, anyways, where would I want to start? What I want to start with, heavy blacks, penciling and laying something in loose and not having to worry about it being precise with the Wacom tablet that I'm not used to working with like I'd like to be. Um, I'd like to be able to do cleaner inks. It's, flat spot. Let's try some different ones. Split paintbrush. I think I remember liking this one. I don't have the kind of control I'd like to have. But I mean, what does it look like when it's all backed out all the way? And I don't want that to be an excuse for something not feeling right. I don't want it to look like the computer gave this more personality than I did. Um, little areas like this here where I didn't put that line down. It doesn't look terrible, but I didn't put that line down on purpose. I didn't make it look like that. The computer made it look like that. And regardless of whether it looks good or not, um, it has to be on purpose. And I don't want it like, oh, well, it doesn't feel right. So now I can tell I'm resorting to, well, maybe you should just look like dirty, sketchy lines with some gray behind them, and that'll be its own look. And yeah, no, it has to be, the art has to be way more deliberate than that. I'm going to have to experiment. I have to experiment with inking, period, if I ever want to ink my own stuff, which I don't even you know there's a lot of discovery that needs to happen. And one thing I am going to be with myself oops I am going to be with myself about it is patient. Get off. All right, where am I at here? Layer. I think we did the other layer. Yeah, like if it's going to look like it's like it's got that Klaus Janson look to it or something that's you know view nasty, but I want it to be on purpose for sure. And I'm also understanding that I'm jumping around. I'm not really sure, what parts to concentrate on. And even like, what is some of this stuff? Is this going to be like a tentacle type thing, or what? There's a whole different structure happening here. I'm not even sure where I'm going to go with it. but I like the movement of the figure. I like this. Um, where's my brush at? Yeah, I like this spinning. Um, all right, let's get a little bit bigger size. Maybe that'll help. It's too small. I'm not going to be able to play with the variety of the thing, um, and that's one of the things that needs to react here. And in Procreate on the iPad, there's a lot more. I can get a nice stark black out of this, and there's a lot more control to the brushes. And I don't want to say that. I mean, there's plenty of levels of pressure here, but there's setting it in Photoshop, and then there's the settings that are in the preferences. And I'm not really sure exactly how it is that those things compete. Yeah. So is this any inkers that might listen to this? And this is not something I think you can Google. Um, is it like doing a tattoo? Do you do the outline and make sure that you get the forms that are supposed to be in front of other forms, or do you um, concentrate on detail over here and then detail over there? And um, I would love to hear how an inker's brain works, and I'm sure there's a process to it, just like there is to penciling. Okay, so we just aren't going to see his claws because, damn it, he's making a fist. Let's see. I am super not used to shading just the entire front. If I wanted to continue with a humanoid look, then like I was saying before, there's a thing where I'm going to want to try to put these collarbones in and stuff like that, but it's covered by the shape of this head. So isn't everything going to be kind of light on this side, black on this side? Yeah, I am. I'm treating this like a sketch. I mean, I've got 450 DPI. Um, yeah, I'm sure I'll be able to get into some details a little bit later and like clean up this ink work. Gotta be not too kind. I don't mean like participation trophy kind. I mean, I don't want it to not feel fun. Um, I know how I'm gonna be challenging myself. I know how I am. I don't need to worry about it. Is anybody else a fan of doing shit like this? unnecessary connection from the gun to the aliens. Just weird hoses and stuff that, like in a fight, if you got a hold of them, like Bane's mask, just tear that shit off of there, and Bob's your uncle. No, I'm not going to do that. I want to be able to concentrate on this this portion of the arm here. Let's see. Nope. Now I know that I'm supposed to see, well, this is going to be kind of in shadow back here. We'd have good, I think we'd have good shadow on the shoulder here. I'm not going to be able to remember the name of it, but I know that this is split into 3 parts: triceps, that brachial, not sure, and then the bicep. And then in here, there's all kinds of this one spot. It looks. I'm not sure if I've got this right into this, or if this does this, and then here, and then here. I'm gonna have to look at that again. But this, come on, yeah, this part looks right to me. So I'm just gonna suggest that, in fact. Okay, anyways. So I'm going to get a basic outline out, and I don't want it to be a project that lies undone, but there is so much going on that I want to be able to get this idea out, test out the Wacom tablet, have a little bit of fun, just doing a getting to play at the end of a long day. And there's a lot of other stuff comic wise that I need to work on, including there's a couple over there that I haven't read yet, and I want to organize my stuff too. And what is it, 322? So I want to get a lot of this basic stuff in, and then I'm probably going to hit it. Or I don't know. We'll see what happens. Actually, I don't need this reference up here anymore. Shane is on. Let's finish getting this black in here, and then see what's going on in there for a couple of minutes. I still have my knob. Sorry, I still have my Knob Creek right here. Yeah, now my dog Cooper has, like, I call him runway model legs. This is a 90 pound um, slender. He looks like a cross between so many things. I know he's got Great Pyrenees in him, but there's a little bit of pit bull, but he's tall. He's like 90 pounds. He's a big dummy, and but he has these like long runway model legs, and they are so cool to look at. The dog, it's like when you look at a greyhound, except for a greyhound has shorter fur. He has fur. He's a champion shedder, but you can still see all that machine work on him. I'm going to have to do a better job at drawing him one of these days, but just to get that machine down, and use those design elements in other artwork. Yeah, this feels like I'm being forced to scribble. What's this thing? No. What's this? No. Oh, that's his freaking signature. No. Nah. I'm gonna have to go looking for some other ones, but these all feel like it might be the computer. Oh, let's see. That feels better. So, see, I wonder if I'm not sure exactly. I'm going to try this out. I don't know if I can listen to this at the same time.
Then got there and it turned on.
Yeah, well, houses are hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Like, you're crazy if you just buying a car.
That's better. Yeah. I don't know if that's coming. Well, yeah, I don't think you can. I don't think you can hear that. I can hear that. Yeah. Jeez. I tell you, sometimes listening to these guys talk is can be intimidating. I know there's so much more to putting a comic book together than practicing on your computer a couple nights a week. Yeah, this is. I wonder if I have that concept in me. Yeah, I don't know if I've got like a super original idea. I feel like the book that I want to write. I'm talking as if you guys can hear this stream that I'm listening to right now, but yeah, see, I'm doing the quickest lines I possibly can, and when I get down on this, it just looks wiggly and ugly, and I'm wondering if that's what it would look like on. I feel like I can do cleaner inks than this, and traditionally. Let's see. All right. I'm gonna throw an outline around this and then call it. I mean, freaking 3:30. Yeah, there's some like latency to this brush. All right. Okay. All right. All right. I'm gonna have to call it here and hope that there's there's a lot that I could get into here, but for what I wanted to accomplish, I'm okay with this. But so where's my mouse? I do appreciate anybody who bothers to see this or manages to see this in the future. Thanks for checking it out. Oops. Yeah. Appreciate any views that this gets, and if you want, I would appreciate it if you were to sneak up on the like button and just give it a nice little tap. You don't have to smash it. You don't have to be angry with it. Just give it a little click, like a little ding ding honk to let that person in front of you know that the light turned green. The light turned green. Go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe. I'm going to try to get as many of these out as possible. Right now, I'm going to be doing some. I don't want to say I'm throwing the noodles against the wall to see which ones stick. But there is some custom paint stuff that I've done, and information art related that can be put forth out into the ether. So I'm going to think about doing that and come up with another subject for the next stream. Maybe do some regular drawing, maybe talk about my character, and go from there. So until next time, this is the Comic Artist Evolution from Identity Crisis Design, and I'm Dave. I'll talk to you guys soon.